Could a bomb so powerful that it could wipe out all of humanity be built? Sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? However, this is exactly what one of the most brilliant and controversial physicists of the 20th century, Edward Teller, known as the father of the hydrogen bomb, proposed. In this video, we're going to explore his fascinating, albeit terrifying story, from his beginnings as a math whiz kid to his obsession with designing the super bomb, a weapon capable of wiping out all life on Earth. Was Teller crazy or simply ahead of his time? Stick around to uncover the details of how this project, which could have changed the course of human history forever, almost came to fruition. The beginning of a genius obsessed with destruction. Edward Teller was born on January 15, 1908 in Budapest, in the former Austria-Hungary. From a young age, he showed a great interest in numbers and science, and although he was a late talker, his ability to perform mental calculations set him apart from a young age. He studied mathematics, chemistry, and physics in Europe, rubbing shoulders with some of the most brilliant scientists of the time, such as Werner Heisenberg, Enrico Fermi, and Niels Bohr. An accident in his youth, where he lost several toes, left him with chronic pain that would mark his character and his life. Teller decided not to take painkillers so as not to affect his mental clarity, which demonstrated his immense willpower, but also his obsession with control. However, what really marked the course of his career was Hitler's rise to power. Teller, like many Jewish scientists, fled Europe and ended up in the United States, where he became part of a group of brilliant minds that would change the fate of the world, those responsible for the Manhattan Project. The hydrogen bomb, the birth of the super. Although Teller helped develop the fission bomb that destroyed Hiroshima and Nagasaki, for him it was just the beginning. In his mind, the idea of something much bigger was already brewing, a fusion bomb based on the same energy that powers the sun. The fission bomb, like the one in Hiroshima, releases energy by splitting heavy atoms, while the fusion bomb releases much more energy by fusing light atoms. This process, although difficult to control, could unleash an explosion thousands of times more devastating than any other known weapon. Teller christened his idea the super. In 1952, Teller achieved his goal, the first test of a hydrogen bomb known as Ivy Mike, which generated a 10.4 megaton explosion, almost 1,000 times more powerful than the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs. But Teller wasn't satisfied. Shortly after, he proposed an even more ambitious and terrifying project, Shandhail, a bomb capable of releasing a power of 10,000 megatons. Shandhail, whose name means sundial, was the ultimate weapon in Teller's mind. To understand its magnitude, suffice it to say that its explosion would have been 700,000 times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb. According to calculations, if it were detonated in the air, it would incinerate an area equivalent to all of Spain and generate a nuclear winter that would likely extinguish life on Earth. Although Teller justified this project as a deterrent tool in the Cold War, the idea horrified even other scientists. Many argued that such a bomb made no practical sense, since it would destroy not only the enemy but the entire planet. Fortunately, Shandhail was never built. Despite his brilliance, Teller became a controversial figure. During the 1950s, he testified against his former colleague Robert Oppenheimer, director of the Manhattan Project, which earned him the rejection of much of the scientific community. Rumor has it that Teller served as the inspiration for the character of Dr. Strangelove in Stanley Kubrick's famous film. With his obsession with nuclear weapons and his reputation as an eccentric scientist, Teller embodied the figure of the genius who puts his intellect at the service of destruction. Although Shandhail was never built, the arms race continued. In 1961, the Soviets detonated the Tsar Bomba, the most powerful bomb ever tested, with a 50 megaton explosion. However, it soon became clear that bigger nuclear weapons were not necessarily more useful. Instead of increasing the power, the nuclear powers began to accumulate weapons in large quantities. By 1986, there were more than 70,000 nuclear warheads in the world, enough to destroy the planet several times over. Today, thanks to disarmament treaties, that number has been reduced to about 12,500, but the risk remains. Edward Teller was a brilliant man, but also a deeply controversial figure. His obsession with developing ever more destructive weapons reflects both human ingenuity and its dangers. Although Shandhail was never built, his story is a reminder of how close we have been, and continue to be, to self-destruction. Now I ask you, do you believe that the development of nuclear weapons ensures peace or simply endangers humanity? Let me know in the comments. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and share it with more curious minds. See you in the next video. Thanks for being here.